this guy who wanted to get married. And he thought to himself, what can I do in order to get a good wife? And in order to get married so that I do not regret one day. This guy went and spoke to his mother. His mother told him, go to where I come from. My brother has 2 daughters. I want you to marry any of those daughters. Because if you marry from where I come from, the cultures will be the same. You won't have too much problems. And this guy went. When he got there, he got to this other location. It was not exactly where his uncle was. It was not his uncle's house. It was close to their uncle's house. And he met this lady. Very beautiful, nice young lady. He just saw it right there and there. Like, hey man, this is my wife. But he didn't tell the girl that. Didn't tell the lady that. He just admired the lady from a distance. And he decided to speak to this lady. When he spoke to this lady, he asked her, where do you come from? Who's your dad? And the lady said, my dad is this guy. To his surprise, the guy she was describing was his uncle, who the mother told him about. He's like, wow, can you please take me to your home? We went to the uncle's place. When he got there, this guy was very clear in the beginning. He sat down with the uncle, the father of that young lady that he saw. He's like, yes, uncle, I'm here for one reason only. I want to marry your daughter. The daughter that I met down there. Guess what the uncle said? The uncle said, it's fine. But what are you willing to give in order to get that girl? The guy said, anything. The guy's like, are you sure? He's like, flipping anything. Like, that's fine. Work for me for 7 years. After 7 years, you're gonna get the girl that you want. Like, that's easy, only 7. Let's start working. The guy worked. In his time there, working for this man, he worked to his full and maximum potential. And those things that he was looking after, the livestock, the animals, everything that the guy had multiplied under this guy's care. The uncle was so happy. But something happened. After 7 years, this guy was like, hey uncle, I'm done. Can I marry your lady? He's like, no problem. But now the danger is, the problem is the uncle crooked this guy. He gave this guy the wrong daughter. Long story short, he worked another 7 years for that girl that he wanted. By now, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the story of Jacob in that book called the Bible. What's the point I'm trying to bring to the table here? The point is, I think, just thinking about what I was talking about last week on the last video where I said girls need to know how to ask the right questions. What do you want? Today I'm coming with an advanced advice to that. Let's say advice edition 2. Just making it a little bit tougher. This is for women who really know that, okay, by now I'm ready to get married. If a guy comes to me, it's about marriage. Make it more difficult in this way. Just to prove that this guy really is willing to put in whatever it is, whatever it takes in order to get you. Because you are special. If you have the standards, remember what I said about standards. If you are ready, this is what you do. A guy comes to you, he shows interest, and you get to that point where you ask him, what do you want? Then he says, actually, I'm interested in you and I would love to be in a relationship with you. Or I'd love to marry you. Whatever he tells you, whatever the case is. Before you quickly jump into the emotions, my ladies, wait a little bit with the emotions. Just relax. Don't put the emotions first. the thinking first. Tell this guy, fine. Okay, but now, in this case, you also have some interest in this guy, right? You're not just gonna do this to anyone. There's a guy that you also have an interest in. You think he's quite a potential. Then you tell him this. What are you willing to give in order to get me? Whatever the lies the guy will tell you. Then you say, fine. I would like to introduce you to my father. Or my uncle, if you don't have a father. Or any man that you really highly respect. Or any figure that you think it's a role model in terms of family or relationships. A male figure. Could be your pastor. It could be your mentor. It could be the neighbor. As long as this is the man, the kind of man you look at, you like, wow, if I could get a man like this guy. Meaning essentially you have to get that man in your life. You need to have a role model. You need to have a mentor in different aspects of life. So get that guy. Tell him, hi man, thank you for your request and your proposal. But before I answer, I would like to refer you to my father. Father figure, I'm talking about that figure, whoever it is. I would like to have an interview with the guy. Just talk to him. Tell him your intentions about me. Test number 1. If that guy is not your man, run away, obviously. Because no man who knows that is there just for the temporary time will stay and go through that for no reason. Because he knows, right now, if I go and speak to the father, if anything goes bad, my name is on the line. That guy already knows me. Probably the whole family knows me by now. So the guy will not go if he's not serious. At least you are safe before you go far. If this guy decides to go all the way, then at least now you have some surety to say, wow, okay, I think this guy might be the one. But that's all. That's not all. Then you go and talk to your father. Try and have this conversation with your father and be like, Dad, there's a guy who came and approached me. He said he likes me. He wants to get married to me. And before I said yes, I wanted to get your opinion on this guy. Through you sitting down with this man, asking him all the questions that you think are important for a guy to have. All the qualities that a man should have. Ask him all those questions. And then when you are done with that guy, your parent, because I believe your parent has your best interest at heart, and they would always want you to get the best. So you told the guy obviously is going to say yes because he loves you. And then send your man there. But now here's the thing. Be ready for the worst scenario, the worst case scenario. You must trust your mentor very much so that if he says no, don't go there, then you don't go there. Because your emotions have misled you up to this far. At least now give them over. Don't be in control. Let the will be held by the mentor. Just get out of the way, Shem. Please, allow the guy to do his job because you trusted him. I'm talking about your mentor, your father. He's going to interview that man. He will see that this is not the man for my baby, for my little girl. Because here's the thing, ideally, this is what's happening in the scenario. Every father who's a good father loves their daughter. And they would love for their daughter to get a man who's responsible. So they would never mislead the daughter. So the issue is the trust between the daughter and the mentor. Here's the disclaimer. If you, the lady, do not trust your mentor, don't take this advice. Just close the video. It's not for you. But until you trust that guy and believe that he has your best interest at heart, then do this. Because here's the thing. Every man who's a responsible man, he would love for his daughter to be married comfortably. So he will check those qualities to check, is this man going to take over my responsibility as a father of protecting my young daughter, feeding my young daughter, protecting and making sure that she's happy? Because that's essentially what the responsible father does to you. He wants to make sure that there's a man who's going to do exactly the same or even higher. He doesn't want you to go lower than that. But the problem is you ladies are willing to settle for less at any time just because your emotions are very attached. Hence I said do not attach your emotions. It's not easy. It's very difficult. But now when he does the whole interview and then comes back, Your dad by that time will come and sit down with you. Before you even talk to this guy, he met with your dad and he left. It was not lobola, by the way. It was not any of those parental negotiations, whatnot. It was just the interview. When he does that, after that, you come and sit down with your dad. Your dad will tell you, I checked this guy of yours. I think it's good. Try it out. Remember, it is not saying go and get married. No. It's giving you now the opportunity to get into a relationship with this guy. The relationship hasn't started yet. Your emotions are not there yet. You have not said yes yet, by the way. It's in the beginning phase. That's why I'm saying this is only going to work when you are ready for marriage. Right now, if you think it's too long, it means you're not ready for marriage. Simple as that. But if you are ready for marriage, because marriage is not a game, guys. Marriage is not a game. It's very serious, this thing. You don't just get into a marriage just to try it out. No. You are in there for the long term. For forever. So, you need to make sure that you take the hard actions and hard decisions in the beginning. And then after that, your dad tells you, yeah, this guy is right. Then you go back to the guy. And you say, hey, how did the meeting go with my dad? Then he tells you, no, I don't know, you tell me, because your dad is supposed to give you the feedback. And then you tell him, okay, it's fine. I think we can try it out. Let's get into a relationship. And then you are in the relationship, learning each other. By the way, it's still possible that you can break up. That's fine. You're learning each other. If you're not compatible, you're not compatible. It's just that qualities, he was checking your qualities. That's it. And your dad must also be willing to accept that you did not make it in the marriage, in the relationship before the marriage. And that's fine. That is a simple advice I'm giving you guys. Then from there, you will realize and you will plan your marriage for whenever you want to get married. That's fine. The invitation or the offering I was giving to you was that pre-relationship phase, pre-emotional attachment phase, pre-commitment phase. That's what's important. It's in line with the questions that you asked before. Another nugget that can help you in asking the guy who's asking you out. It's very important to understand what is it the guy sees in you that will change his life. What is it that he cannot do right now on his own that he thinks you have the qualities to help him achieve what he wants to achieve, and vice versa. What is it that he has for you to help you achieve your dreams and your goals? Because at the end of the day, it's a partnership and both of these things have to work. If it's a one-sided thing, you'll get tired. Or if it's one-sided towards him, he'll get tired. So you must make sure that you're compatible in that way. It was a simple offering I was giving to you guys. I know usually such things, we just say them. But it's very rare that anybody will actually implement this. As I said, it's derived from the old story that we always heard about Jacob and, what's that? Was it Rachel? Jacob and Rachel. Jacob and the lady that he liked. Oh man. But yeah, I thought about that and I was like, wow, this is nice. It could be an interesting study to just follow. So it's a simple invitation I'm giving you guys, and it's free of charge. You don't have to pay me for this. It was just an invitation I was giving to you guys in this day and age, the new age where things are too quick, everything is too fast, everybody is too quick to get into the emotional attachments of relationships and all those things. But you need to sit back and relax, take your time if you are ready for the big stuff, which is marriage, because marriage is very, very, very important. It's finished. Boom.